Well, hello again, everybody. This is Valerie Kinney with a whole nother round, a new episode of How to Live and Thrive in the Rich Flow of Life. Again, I have on the call with me is Mr. Mark Hafeman, and it is so endearing to me, the subject matter he's going to be talking about tonight. It's something that everybody needs to take time back and look at in their life. He's going to be expressing and going into the dynamics of healing, forgiveness. You might have a family member, a co-worker, if you're an entrepreneur, people in your company, friends, relatives, it doesn't matter. Healing is healing. So we're going to ask that you open up your heart and take it all in so that you can receive clearance for direction on healing and forgiveness. Is that right, Mark?
That's right. I'm so happy to be a conduit for healing your relationships
Very
tonight.
Good. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me, Mark. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, I enjoy being here. Thank you. I think this probably helps a lot of people.
I know it does. I get the letters.
So tonight what I'd like to talk about is I'd like people to close their eyes right now and visualize some people from 4 areas of their lives that have hurt them.
Okay.
And so I'd like them to visualize one person from their family,
Mm-hmm.
and it could have been, a parent or a sibling or a spouse,
Mm-hmm.
or even their own child.
Wow.
And I want them to sort of visualize a situation that is sort of archetypal. In other words, it's symbolic of their relationship with that person.
Mm-hmm.
And think about how we sort of put people in a box based on maybe one thing they've done
Mm-hmm.
that we've had trouble forgiving.
Okay.
And maybe they've had many years of relationship with us, but that one thing clouds our whole relationship with them from then on,
Mm-hmm.
and we can't seem to let go of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to focus now on one thing with a family member that we seem to have trouble letting go of, that seems to be unforgivable, that just our little ego mind just keeps throwing it in our head every time we interact with them or think of them. And we're going to cleanse ourselves of that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing in our relationships is I want you to think of some friend that you had, that it could be a former friend, it could be somebody from childhood, it could be somebody that's your neighbor, it could be somebody that was close to you. And I want you to think of the same thing with them. Now, if say the family member is still so predominant in your mind you can't go on to the friend, that's all right. But try to hold both of them in your mind and try to see what it was that they did and what was the one thing that they did that hurt you, or you felt betrayed, or you felt a lack of trust, and you've had a hard time forgiving it, and it's sort of become symbolic of that person for you. You put them in a little pigeonhole, a little box, and said, oh, this is how they are. And I want to help you free yourself of that tonight by freeing your judgment. And then I want you to think about one person at school that you dealt with. And it could have been when you were in elementary school or middle school or high school or college. Something somebody did that really hurt you, that maybe embarrassed you or made you feel insecure or unhappy or less than. And I want you to think of that situation, that person, and I want you to feel the pain of it, but we're going to have an opening so you go beyond that. And now the final one would be somebody from where you work. It could be a member of your team or somebody that works for you, somebody you work for. It could be a coworker. And once again, some sort of pain that hurt your heart in your relationship with them. and touch into that pain, because you're going to need to feel it a little bit in order to release it. Mm-hmm. And then so you've thought of the problem with each of these people, and we realize that we have to forgive, because when we don't forgive, we are the ones who are punishing ourselves. These people could have hurt us years ago and gone blissfully on with their lives, and they are not in pain. Uh-huh. But if we are still in pain, we are the ones that have put ourselves in that pain through lack of forgiveness. And so forgiveness is something that allows you to go beyond that pain and reach a higher level. And then also I'd like you to sort of ask for divine guidance. Mm-hmm. And now I'm going to review just a little bit the 6 steps to meditating, just so that when we do our meditation, you're in a position where you can meditate and get the full benefit of this. The goal is to provide a healing. Mm-hmm. So the first thing is to relax and sit comfortably with your feet on the floor and your back straight. And the second thing I want you to do is close your eyes and establish protection. Put a beautiful protective light around yourself. I use a gold bubble because gold is so nice for protection. Just figure this going out in sort of not a perfect circle, but sort of something that's a little higher and pointed at the top, a little higher and pointed at the bottom, and it's protecting all 3 of both your physical, astral, mental, etheric bodies with this beautiful golden bubble. And then I want you to check just your 4 main chakras. Your mental center, make sure that it's going in a clockwise direction. Your throat center, same thing, that it's going in a clockwise direction. Your hermetic center, and your emotional center, which is sort of where the bottom of your sternum is. And then we'll connect with our higher self. Now, the higher self is about 24 inches above the head. It's called the higher self point of knowing. And I'll give you a painting that shows, it's a painting by Velasquez that shows the coronation of the Virgin. And the little crown they're about to crown her with is about 24 inches above her head. It's amazing that this artist knew about this higher self point of knowing. So there's a dove symbolizing the Holy Spirit and, the Trinity, and it's pouring light down into this crown, and this crown's 24 inches above her head. So we're going to be connecting with this higher self point of knowing, which is going to bring down white light into our chakras. And then we're going to ground ourselves after this is done. So now let's go back. Once again, you're going to visualize the people and how they hurt you. And we're going to go into a little meditation. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm excited for this. I've got some healing and letting go and forgiveness to do myself. So let's go at it.
Okay, so we're going to relax and sit comfortably with our feet on the floor, sitting up straight. We're going to picture the golden bubble around us for protection. And then, Heavenly Father, Holy Mother God, downray the beautiful white light of purity into our crown chakra, allowing this light to go into all sections of our lives, and downray it into our mental center, our third eye. And let us picture the family member and what happened that hurt us so deeply. And ask this white light to go to that family member and to go to us and to provide healing and a connection and the realization that we are all God's children and we are all connected. And realize that forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves so that we can live in a place of perfect possibility, a place without judgment. We ask that this white light go to this person, and we ask that we forgive them. And now we ask that this white light go down into our throat center so that we can speak our words of forgiveness. We can say, I forgive you to this family member, and I love you, and God loves you. And now we have this white light go down into our heart center where we felt this pain. And we feel the pain again of what they did to us, but now it's becoming diminished. We see the pain as though it were on a little tiny TV, and it's going further and further away from us. We see the scene of what happened, and it's so far away that we can hardly touch it now. Now we realize that they are divine light creator beings just as we are, and that we are actually connected through the divine light. And we give them peace and love and God's blessing because we know that this is actually helping our very heart, our own heart. And if there's still pain in our heart, we ask that a beautiful orange-red spear come down and go into this pain and this area of pain, and it relieves that pain so that we can have relief and we can have peace. And we grant them peace in our hearts so that we can go on with our lives, living and loving other people. And now we ask that it come down into the very, very emotional center, and we can feel right below the heart, this in the solar plexus, we feel both the pain, and then we feel the release through the white light and through the orange-red spear that we bring down with a beautiful blue tip that goes right into the pain again, and it dissolves that pain, and it dissolves it into the mineral kingdom so that we're not carrying it around anymore. And we know that we are healed with this family member, and if we continue to do this meditation, that it will continue. And now I'd like you to focus on a friend that caused some pain, and think about now the beautiful orange-red flame coming down, and this orange-red flame coming into the crown chakra and into the mental center, and now we picture the pain or the situation that caused some pain, the friend, and we realize that both the white light and the orange-red flame help dissolve this pain, both in our mind so we stop replaying it in our mind, and it frees us so that we can see the person in more full possibility. And once again, this orange-red flame and the white light comes into our throat center, and we say, I forgive you, and I love you, and God loves you, and God forgives you. And I am free. And then it comes into our hermetic center where once again it touches into all 12 avenues of our worldly affairs, people, places, things, conditions, situations. And we can feel that this white light and this orange-red flame is healing our very heart where we were hurt by this friend. And it's making us feel whole. And we're now understanding they were doing the best they could with what they had at the time. And that they really are divine creator-like beings. We have to see them fully and not put them in the little box of, oh, they hurt us. We have to see them as greater than that. We have to see ourselves as greater than that. Now we go down into the solar plexus, into this very center of energy, and we ask that the same white light and the same orange-red flame heal our relationship with this friend. And now we picture ourselves back in school, and something happened at school. It was embryonic. It was a symbol of what we thought about school, what we thought about ourselves. Maybe it touched into some core shadow fear or something we're ashamed of. Maybe we were ridiculed. Maybe something came out that we didn't want anybody to see. Somehow somebody made this apparent to other people about us and made us feel badly and shamed. And now we're going to heal that with both the white light, the orange-red flame, and the blue-white fire, and it's going to come down into our mental center. And it's going to touch into all of those places with all those people and all those feelings that happened at school, and it's going to heal every one of them. Now it's going to go into our throat center, the power of our word, and we're going to say, we forgive all of those people that harmed us just as they forgive us. And we really are greater than what they think of us, and we'll hold up all of our wrongs and all of our shames, and we'll own up to them, and we'll just say, okay, that's part of me too, but I forgive myself as well. So shame doesn't hold anything over me anymore because I've forgiven myself. Now it goes down into the Hermetic Center, where once again it touches into all of those things, all those connections as childhood and those identifications and beliefs as to who we are. And all those things that we carry around where somebody said, oh, you're not good enough, or you didn't do this or whatever, and we release them, we forgive them, and we have a powerful feeling that this orange, red flame and blue-white fire and the white light is going into all of these situations and healing us on the heart level, opening our hearts so that we're now free and we're no longer fearful of that pain. And now it goes down into the very, very sternum, that solar plexus, that energy, that fire, and we realize that we no longer have to be bound to people's conceptions of us or our fears or our shames, that we are free to be and become everything we want to be and become. We've now freed ourselves of that. And now the final one, we're at work and somebody did something to us. It could have been a boss, it could have been a coworker, could have been somebody that works for us, but something really hurt us in a situation. Maybe we had to do something we really didn't want to do and we were forced to do it. Or maybe somebody did something to us that really changed our lives, or maybe we were fired, or maybe we became bankrupt, or maybe we became destitute, or all these things, something connected with employment, and we may have put it all on one person. And now we're going to ask that this beautiful white light and this orange, red flame of blue-white fire come down into our mental center and provide us the peace and love that gives us perfect freedom to act in the future without carrying this around. We are now free of this. We now forgive the person. We now forgive the situation. We are now free, and we can use that orange-red flaming spear to stab the very heart or the very thought that hurts or harms us, to become free of, and we see it bursting into flames and falling into the mineral kingdom. And now we're in the throat center where we also feel the power of our word, and we say, I forgive you, and I'm going to go on with my life, and I'm going to become an infinite creator being, and I'm not going to be small because of this. Now it goes into the heart center, once again healing and curing us of all of the pain of this situation, all this, whatever it was, if we were victim or victimizer or whatever happened, we are all creative, infinite light beings, and we forgive the other person, they forgive us, and we are now free. And our hearts become unburdened by this. Now in the very core of our solar plexus, once again, where we ignite all of our energy and power, we can feel this white light and orange-red flame and blue-white fire coming in and restoring us to wholeness so that we're no longer captive by this situation or by this person, and we forgive them and we let it all go. And that feels so much better, and we can feel the calm and peace and the peace and calm because we've let all this go, all these relationships that we've been carrying around. We've made peace with each of these people and peace with ourselves and peace with God. And so now we bring down the beautiful golden ray bubble of light to protect and seal in the light that we've received and protect it in the physical, astral, mental, etheric bodies so that this light may continue to work in our lives. And then a concrete way of dealing with this is to write in a journal or a vision journal how we are healed, how we have regained our possibility, how we now can act freely, how even though we may have the feelings, we now are no longer imprisoned. And we thank thee that this is so. So be it.
So be it. Well, Mark, that was really nice. I really understand the intent is to take back our power, and when you have negativity and the forces that you send out that do not benefit you, you lose your personal power. And so we have the chance with this meditation to redeem ourselves. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Any parting thoughts you have for us? Yeah.
Well, once we do the inner work, we still have to do the outer work. Maybe there's somebody we have to reach out to and say, I hurt you or you hurt me. Maybe there's some more work to do, but, use your journal, use your vision quest, decide for yourself what you want to do. Maybe there's somebody you can no longer physically talk to. Maybe they passed on, or maybe there's somebody, and you just ask God to love them because you're going to have a hard time loving them yourself, but you're going to forgive them and you're not going to punish yourself. But take the next step. Do something concrete.
And, Mark, you've often said that before about using your journal. Is there any recommendation you have for folks that don't know how to start with a journal or what type of journal they should get? Do you have any kind of information you can share on that?
They can use any journal that they want. I myself now use a method where I write a letter that symbolizes me, and I write another, although I've done many years of work, so it may sound outlandish to some people, and years ago I was suspicious of people saying, oh, I'm channeling this or I'm channeling that, but honestly, after all these years of work, I really do feel that I'm in touch with a particular angel, and I know the angel's name. But it doesn't matter it doesn't matter if you know the angel's name or not. You're on this, you're on a road of self-discovery. What I do is I write down an initial for me, and I write a question, and then I get an answer, and I write down an initial for what to me is an angel. I get the angel's answer, and I write their initial down, and so it's like a dialogue back and forth. And sometimes I'll say things like, well, I know I should probably do this, but it's so hard to do that. Please give me the strength to do it. But I've now reached a point where if I ask something with certainty, I get an answer with certainty, and sometimes it's a very surprising answer. I've even gotten answers in business that were shocking to me because just a month before I'd gotten, the angel had told me to do one thing and I did it, and I thought, well, this is the reason why, blah, blah, blah. And then the next month I'll get a very different answer, and remarkable things happen. I'm forced in business and things to make decisions and to hire people or not hire them, or, in apartments, I manage apartments. Sometimes I have to give notice to people to move, and that's a very difficult thing for me to do. But, if I'm convinced that this is what I'm supposed to do, it always works out, In other words, sometimes they need to go on with their lives too.
Right, exactly.
And the higher really knows everything that I don't know is a little ego. So I sometimes hear something and I think it's outlandish to my ego, but I just learn to follow it all along, and the more I follow it, the better it goes. So I just use the initial. Yep. Okay.
So that was amazing. And, at the beginning, we talked about this healing taking place. And like you said, it is a process, and this is the beginning. So the first is to go through a release mechanism by recognizing that you do have the power to help yourself get over the things that hurt you in the past. And one of the practical ways and applicable things that you can do right now is, like Mark suggested, simply just get you some paper or go and buy yourself a nice journal or make you one. I like to make mine. That's what I do. And I find nice covers, and I put different color pages in it, and I just take and I write. When I don't feel like it, I write. When I do feel like it, I write, because when you write, like Mark said, you will see amazing things that come out, and you can look back and reflect on them over time, and you will be surprised at the stuff that you have in you. And if you have belief in your angels or whatever higher calls on your life, you will just be amazed. So we encourage you to get outside of yourself and see the greater parts of you that are within you. Let go of the hurt, let go of the pain, and just release. It's like cleaning out the house. You just clear yourself out. Right, Mark?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And talking about cleaning out the house, maybe one of our future meditations will be on places. We've done the person meditation today. Maybe we'll go to places.
Very good. Well, anyways, that concludes tonight's call. And once again, Mark, I thank you kindly for sharing your time, your vision, your aspirations, and the good intent for the people that are listening and that would partake in the information that we give them. And they're simple things to do, but they're major things that will help your life transform. And everybody needs improvement. That includes me and Mark all the time. As long as you're on planet Earth, you'll always need improvement. So, Mark,
and maybe even afterwards. I think even the archangels are looking up, honestly.
I know that's right. So thank you so much. And until next time, God bless.
God bless. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.